you mentioned that there was an outcry from the men into getting involved in your fashion week. And I was wondering, where did that come from? Because I know you're keen on fusion. So was it from the Malaysian men, or was it from the men in the African community? And how did that pan out?
It was from everybody, but it was a ratio of 70 to 30, 70 being from the Africans themselves. Because we started the Miss Africa in 2017, and over the years, we've had a lot of African ladies who have, been involved in various fashion shows. They've been involved in shoots, music videos, and all that. So this brought a lot of exposure for most of the ladies. And then the guys said, why don't you do something for us too? And also some of the local ladies also wanted to, see some African men on the stage and all that. So this year we decided that, let's start something, let's start small and slowly grow it and then see what the feedback is. So that was why we started in Mr. Africa Malaysia this year for African men, with the main objective was to bring in more African men into the industry as a whole and then grant exposure and all.
That's powerful, brother. That is powerful for you, because I know Malaysia is a predominantly Islamic country, and I know with the way how the men and the women generally dress, for you to incorporate African print is a very big promotion of African culture. And Tutus, you'll be going to the masjid on a Friday for Jummah prayer and see the imam dressed in that African. So we'll be there making prayers, say that's my brother Uche's influence, And I think that these types of, levels of influence are within our grasp, because, those young men on the stage, that garment that he was wearing, particularly the white one at the front, he was rocking that garment, that looks, that looks very nice, I like that. He's wearing it well, very modest, very, tropical attire. I'm loving it. And even the brother behind, you can see that burgundy and that purple rocking it. And you see, the thing about it sometimes, Uche, is we need to see other people wearing our stuff for us to appreciate it.
Very true. Very true.
And we see others wearing our cultural attire and really rocking it. You know what I mean? Like wearing it well. That's when we start looking at our cupboard, like, where is my stuff? So it's a massive field that you have opened up, it would seem. And I think with the incorporation of allowing others to be a part of what you're doing, I think that's the real freedom. Because sometimes we're stuck within ourselves that we can't appreciate others, because we're so stuck on ourselves. Where, we've gone into a multicultural environment, and sometimes we lack the visionary mindset and lack the expansiveness of heart and mind to be able to fully, take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of us. So with that said, how are you seeing the future with that? With your fashion shows, are you envisaging those from the various, cultures being a part of your showcase, and wearing African attire?
It's part of the reason why we decided to change the Afro-Asia from Afro-Asia fashion show to a festival. The concept behind that was to not just make it only fashion, but to incorporate music, dance, culture, cuisines, and then it would be a fusion of Africa and Asia. So we would have both sides, and we would have the Africans wearing the Asia attires and the Asians wearing the African attires. And we would also bring a platform where we have the Asian musicians and the African musicians on the same stage. We would have a lot of cuisines, from different countries, including African countries and Asian countries, because we feel like that is the easiest way, to spread this word faster and get people to be part of it, hands on deck, not just watching or listening only. So how are
you going to handle the dynamic when people say, oh, you're selling our culture out to others? It's like I was following one of the Afrobeat singers, and he's done a collaboration with Justin Bieber, and he's getting a backlash where they're saying, oh, you're going to allow Justin Bieber and some of these others to take our culture, to take our music away. How do you, and the brother's response was, Justin Bieber's a much bigger artist than me. So he definitely ain't taking nothing from me. I'm the beneficiary in this relationship, Justin Bieber's happy. Justin's happy with his European girl. He ain't trying to find nobody else. He's happy, So how do you see, Uche, that you can utilize the successful persons in Malaysia and their, expansive international reach? How can you use that to build what you're doing? Is that a part of the process in, weaning yourself into this global access that you really need, right, in order to take your business to where it has the potential to go?
Yeah. Generally, I think it's inevitable having some of them come on. I know a couple of the artists who are still using their piano beats to already make their music, and piano, we all know it's African. No, these things are inevitable. Personally, I think it's a joy to actually share it with them, because we ourselves are already taking their culture. Most of what we are doing is either Western, or for we who are on this part of the world, we also take some of the Asian things too. So if we can do that, then why can't they do that? Why won't it be nice to have me wearing a Malaysian batik and have a Malaysian wearing the Nigerian Ankara? I think it's beautiful. Personally, this is the angle from where I see it. And the fact that they decide to take our culture means that the culture is beautiful. You won't want to take something that isn't beautiful. You want to be associated with something that isn't beautiful. So this is the reason why we create most of what we create. But another angle which we're coming for is where we get the embassies, the African embassies involved, and then we get the Malaysian dignitaries involved. That way it's easier to sell it down. When the leaders are already there, when they have one or two of their influencers wearing the stands and all that, the marketing and the word of mouth, spreads faster. And some people will just come on board just for the sake of that, when they see their favorite designer probably wearing like the Nigerian dashiki, which is polarized right now in the market and all that. So basically, personally for me, I think this is the beauty of it, because like I said, we already taking things from their culture. We already doing things that, they do in their culture. So why is it not the same? I have an English name. My English name is Emmanuel, but no Asian calls me that. You call me Emmanuel, I won't listen to you. You call me Uche, then I'll pay attention to you. Because I don't call you Thomas, I call you Lee. I call you your dialect name, So if you call me Emmanuel, I would not pay attention to you. And they know that. You can shout my name, even if you're standing 1 meter away from me, I'll look at you and I'll keep walking by until you call me Uche. I do not mind if you do not correctly pronounce the name, because I hear Uchi, Ocha, Uchi, Uchi, and all that. I appreciate the effort, as long as I'm not calling you Thomas or whatever, I'm calling you your own dialect name, either your Chinese name or your Malaysian name or your Indian name. For the fact that I'm doing that, I think you should do the same. You have to call me Uche. If you don't call me Uche, I'm not paying. This includes even my lecturers. They all know that. You call me Uche or nothing. When they ask you, I'm sorry, it's so difficult. Do you have an English name? I tell them, yes, it's Emmanuel, but if you call Emmanuel, I won't pay attention to you.
Yeah, so you should have told him that your English name is Uche.
Yeah, so this is generally what it is. And for me, the more they take the culture, the more things get better, the more they are more welcoming, because they now feel like it's something they are part of. It's helped create a whole lot of different opportunity also.